My name is Kelsey, and this is Bruno's story. At first glance, many people find him confusing. The doctors insist that Bruno is completely blind. Every medical test they performed confirmed the same result. He should not be able to see anything at all. Yet when you watch him move around the house, it often feels like the opposite might be true. Sometimes he will turn his head and look directly toward you, locking his gaze onto your face in a way that almost makes you believe he can see everything perfectly. In those moments, it feels like he is looking straight into your soul. But just when you start to think maybe the doctors were wrong, Bruno will suddenly run straight into a wall. And that's when reality comes rushing back in. Bruno truly cannot see. Somehow, though, that never seems to stop him from living life with an energy and confidence that surprises everyone who meets him. Bruno lost his vision very early in life. I first met him while working at an animal shelter that had a full veterinary hospital. One day, local animal control brought in a litter of kittens they had found. All of Bruno's siblings were quickly adopted, but he stayed behind because he began developing medical issues that required special care. While working in the office, I would sometimes foster animals temporarily during the day just to give them a break from the kennels. One afternoon, I walked through the hospital and noticed a tiny kitten sitting in his enclosure, meowing softly as if trying to get someone's attention. That kitten was Bruno. Something about the way he called out caught my attention, so I decided to bring him into my office for the day. That simple decision changed everything. From that moment on, Bruno practically lived in my office. While I worked at my desk, he would curl up across my shoulders like a little scarf and fall asleep while I typed. He was always in a good mood, always ready to greet anyone who walked into the room. Visitors would come by, and he would immediately flop onto his back, showing his belly like he had known them his whole life. It became obvious very quickly that Bruno had an incredible personality. He loved people, he loved attention, and he seemed determined to enjoy every moment. Watching him, it was impossible not to smile. Despite his blindness and medical challenges, he carried himself with the kind of joy that made everyone around him feel lighter. At home, however, there was one complication. I had a dog named Ed who had been with me for 9 years, and historically he had never liked cats at all. Introducing them required patience. I started slowly, giving them short supervised meetings and keeping things calm. But something surprising happened. Within just 1 week, they became inseparable. They started playing together constantly and quickly turned into best friends. I often joke that Ed is technically my dog, but Bruno is actually Ed's cat. The two of them wrestle, chase each other, and nap side by side like lifelong companions. Watching their friendship develop was one of the most unexpected and heartwarming parts of bringing Bruno home. Bruno also seems to have absolutely no awareness of his blindness. He runs everywhere at full speed like a tiny rocket with no brakes. If he decides to sprint across the room, nothing is going to slow him down. Occasionally, he bumps into something, but he simply shakes it off and keeps going like nothing happened. Somehow, he has also developed impressive hunting skills. I still don't understand exactly how he does it, but he can hear a fly buzzing across the room and catch it right out of the air. At the same time, when I play with a toy wand right in front of him, he can completely miss it by a full foot. Bruno also seems convinced that he is actually one of the dogs. He eats dog food whenever he gets the chance and loves playing fetch. In his mind, the idea that he is a cat probably never even crosses his thoughts. Over time, Bruno became much more than just a rescue animal. He became my constant companion. Wherever I go, he follows right behind me like a shadow. If I close the bathroom door while taking a shower, he will sit outside and loudly protest until I open it again. When I leave the house, he gets sad, and when I come back, he runs to the door to greet me with excited little chirping sounds, almost like a dog welcoming its owner home. Every night, he curls up next to me in bed and sleeps like a stuffed teddy bear. When I first adopted him, I knew his medical condition meant we might lose him at any time. But when that moment seemed close, I fought harder than ever to find treatments, medications, and resources that could help him survive. Today, Bruno is healthy, happy, and full of life. The only real side effect from his treatments is that he now absolutely loves food. If you shake a bag of chips anywhere in the house, even 2 rooms away, he will come racing down the hallway at top speed. In the end, Bruno taught me something simple but powerful. Every living creature has value, and sometimes the smallest animals can show us the deepest kind of love.